Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 5, if I'm not wrong, of Keka HR Katalyst Storybook.
Artificial intelligence will disrupt things. And it is disrupting. Learn as much as you can because you might think that you are getting replaced. But believe me, you will not be replaced.
He said, I like you, but you're an unknown quantity right now. We don't know how you will play out as an HR guy. You don't even have an MBA degree.
This is something I learned from one of my mentors from Nielsen IQ, GFK Nielsen. And she told me that if you understand business, you can sit on the other side of the table very easily.
So what I advise Vijay is, please don't lose your human connect. That's very important. No matter where the technology goes, they cannot bring the feelings which we have.
All of us are social animal and we really look up to appreciation. And when this appreciation is, devoid of, without any kind of fakeness, when it is genuine, then people really motivated to do their best.
Once you reach a level, then it's all about succession. एक बार ये होता है ना, जैसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं, यार हाँ, चीजें तो इच्छाएं बहुत सारी हैं, लेकिन अब मन नहीं करता यार, कोई बात नहीं, हो गया.
You have had more than, 15 years of experience now. So was HR always on your mind? Because, say, for example, I meet a lot of HRs in the past, right, who have been pilots, engineers, doctors, and all of that. How did your journey start? Was HR your calling?
So interesting when you say that, right? I'm not a natural bred MBA HR. In fact, my journey is 22 years. So I started back in 2003 as an operations guy. A lot of people get surprised to know that I was a contact center, call center agent.
What?
When I started my job, I used to do night shifts. I work US shifts, UK shifts. Back then, if somebody would have told me I'll be an HR, I would have laughed back. At a point in my career, about 8 years later, I felt, and it was a very ironical moment where it happened during a conversation. I was sitting like that with an HR, with my team member who needs to be administered a disciplined conversation. Now, these are conversations where you as a manager have done what you need to do.
Correct.
The HR needs to speak. And I still continue to do the talking. The guy kind of understood why it's happening, took it in the right spirit, corrected his actions. And that moment told me that this is something that I'm good at. Not just, of course, operations. And I've grown through the rank in ops. I was an agent. I became a team leader, then an ops manager. What stuck in that moment is, if this now I have access to do to a larger organization, more people, and seems like my go-to skill set, my forte. I took a decision off the hat, dropped the job with no job in hand, come from a very humble family in Mumbai, and I had responsibilities, right? But sometimes you just know it. I took a call. I didn't have a job. I went to a random interview where somebody said, there is a company looking for an HR. 100 people have applied. They've not shortlisted anybody. They're looking for somebody from ops background, but somebody who's ready for the grind. I said, seems like the one that I want to attack. I went there. Coincidentally, the manager I was supposed to report was traveling. I met the director straight, had an hour with him. He said, I like you, but you're an unknown quantity right now. We don't know how you will play out as an HR guy. You don't even have an MBA degree. He said, we'll try you for 3 months. If it works, fine. If not, we'll fire you.
That jerk is something which will actually let you know that, yes, okay, my journey has started. I have turbulence, I have difficulties, but I have to face it.
Right.
And then you will see a perfect landing. And with that landing, you will see, with that gradual steps, the plane will take a little while to stand still. That's how it has been. And believe you me, whatever happens, happens for good. So I'm not saying it's old school book. It's all about the kind of, problems, the kind of troubles which you have faces. And one thing I truly believe in, success and satisfaction.
Yeah.
In the initial phase, it's all about success that comes into mind first, and then later on holds the jibe of satisfaction. And then once you reach a level, then it's all about succession, right? And that satisfaction comes in. एक बार ये होता है ना, जैसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं, यार हाँ, चीजें तो इच्छाएं बहुत सारी हैं, लेकिन अब मन नहीं करता यार, कोई बात नहीं, हो गया.
I was just exploring things, and Blinkit just randomly happened to me. I just got a call from them, and I was the starting, I will not say founding, but starting member of the Blinkit. So we were just 10-15 people during that time.
Really?
Started in a small 10x10 room. My role was more around recruitment, employee engagement, looking at policies. Very basic thing, HR executive role. And that's how I moved to various companies like, Nielsen IQ. I moved to Paytm, MobiQuick, IO Connect, and that's how I currently am working with RedDoorz right now.
What gave me the clue to be a HR was connecting with people, because that's something came natural to me.
Right.
So with people, about people, that's how I, loved the subject about human resource.
Right.
And then my first job also was in HR. So it was IT, software development. So that's where I got into. And after that, there was no looking back. I knew from the day one that this is something I loved. Being amongst people is something what I loved.
It's not all about money always. Then also I could recognize that time that I really need to work for the people. And I could see myself whenever I was doing my work that time, that working with people, for the people issues will really, I know, made me passionate. So I thought that why not go somewhere where I can turn my passion into career.
Wow.
So I did my, MBA HR. Then I did my master's in labor law from Pune University.
Right.
Then I got into my, HR journey, and here I am. I'm enjoying my bit now.
How was your journey like, correct? Because I understand that HR, of course, over the last 10 years has changed a lot. AIS came in the last 1 or 2 years, but then before that also there were a lot of technologies that were booming. And I think with the, advent or emergence of every new technology, HR has been disrupted. There has been a huge change that HR suffered, right? How did you manage to be resilient over that? And how did it shape the present role that you are at?
I always feel that it is important for you to understand the business.
Correct.
If I'm understanding, and this is something I learned from one of my mentors from Nielsen IQ, GFK Nielsen. And she told me that if you understand business, you can sit on the other side of the table very easily. So that's how I took her words, and that's how I started. So I always keep myself updated. Not just with HR, with the business, what is happening. I meet a lot of people similar to this event like this, and even a couple of networking events that actually helps me to understand where we need to go, what is happening, brewing in the market, and what we need to actually learn from people, from peers, and there are a hell lot of startups. You can create whatever you want to, but I somehow feel that how you can create a dent into the system, it is very important. And if you very honestly ask me, I'm very simple. There's no strategic, there's no scientific things that I do. It's very simple, very basic, very, problem solving things.
So there are many, like for each stage, there could be accomplishments, right? From since starting, beginning of a journey till date. When I joined the Airtel, so Airtel decided to outsource entire IT work to IBM.
Oh, okay.
And that was a very new concept they wanted to bring in. They believe that, Airtel job is mainly to sell their services to the customers. So let's focus on that. And whatever the IT, let's give it to the best company who can handle the IT work. And then this outsourcing, trend started with Airtel and IBM. And I was fortunate enough to be a part of that journey.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because I was handling the IT team of Airtel, and I had a very good learning over there. So we migrated almost 314 people, and they moved to IBM. And so this was, I see as a very good accomplishments from the outsourcing Airtel to IBM.
My people should not be scared of coming to me. The connect has to be there.
Absolutely.
I think my accomplishment is this only. So wherever I have traveled, it is the connection at work. When it's the people connect with the people. And especially, it's a connect from heart to heart.
Correct.
We forget that, yes, we're in a professional space, but most importantly, we are humans.
True.
So when we connect, so I have gone beyond just being on the professional connect. I always make it a point to check with my, fellow colleagues, how is the family doing? I still remember just about 2 months back, one of my senior vice president just messaged me that his daughter scored 99% in boards. And I was like, wow. And first thing I said, it's not your accomplishment, it's your wife's accomplishment. Because he stays here in Delhi and family is back in Kolkata.
Oh, okay.
So that's the connect.
I appreciate the efforts people do it. Because people, all of us are social animal, and we really look up to appreciation. And when this appreciation is, devoid of, without any kind of fakeness, when it is genuine, then people really motivated to do their best.
Correct.
So this is actually, I think, simple thing I do in terms of process, policies, and whatever meetings I attend for the business review and all. Even though numbers matter, but at the end of the day, area where you can be a spokesperson for the unspoken, or spokesperson for the people who have not been heard for, or who do not get a platform to speak out. So as a HR, have the opportunity to represent them.
Correct.
So I think this makes me moving whatever I was doing as a HR or what I am doing as a HR.
Absolutely. So, ending it with one advice that you would give to the budding HR professionals or the Gen Zs that are there, right? Because a lot of Gen Zs these days do not exactly know what HR does. They are still very confused about that function. So, to me, you seem like a very millennial / Gen Z HR for that matter.
Born in 80s, but I've stayed relevant.
Yeah. So then you made a lot of smart decisions, but also a lot of process-driven decisions, right? So what would be that one advice that you would give?
The one thing I tell them is, know yourself enough to know what's your strength, core skill set. Now, the way to figure it out is two kinds of people who are brutally honest to us in our lives. Take a guess.
Parents?
Friends and parents?
Yeah.
They will be very candid to you, telling you how you are.
Correct.
Like, you talk a lot. You're a very silent kid. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Don't keep throwing numbers at me always. I get paranoid. Right now, these statements are telling you something about you. While they are remarks at that point, if I talk a lot, I might have in HR my first base as an L&D. If I can sell an apple saying it's a watermelon, then I can be a recruiter.
True.
I'm a salesman.
Yeah.
If I am, I'm somebody who's a quiet soul, right? Then there will be a role in HR. If I have crazy energy, always jumping around, doing things, engagement, employer branding. So if you want to build a career in HR, make that your innate core skill set as your base fundamental skill set, because that will get you movement faster. Walk a natural way. People put their careers in your hands. Right? I might sound dramatic here, but that's true. When people come to you, they trust you. That trust is broken the first time you don't solve the problem or don't keep their trust and just spill it out to somebody out there, right? More than confidentiality and discretion, which are pillars of HR, just gaining trust of somebody is massive deal breaker. Now, build it in you to do that genuinely, not because the role demands. And that goes to people. It goes across to people when you do that genuinely. So if you combine these two factors, nothing can stop you being successful in HR.
Learn as much as you can, because you might think that you are getting replaced. But believe me, you will not be replaced. You will have some other job to do. So keep on innovating yourself each and every day. 1% learning every day. Read books. Those are the best friends.
Correct.
Maintain a library from today. Whatever is the date, maintain a library, read books, and that will hold you in a very good stead.
Yeah.
So that's the advice for the people. Functional advice: keep an eyes, ears, nose, senses on open to soak in whatever you can.
Correct.
So that's the advice.
Be true to your work. The intent has to be good. If you are doing something which is for your own self, it's fine. But if you're doing something for people and your intention is good, then, I think universe, the God's plan actually helped. So this is how I, perceive overall things from my people. And even in my current organization, there are a lot of Gen Zs, a lot of new folks on the floor.
Right.
All I tell them is that work in your skills. It's not that your experience, your paper documented experience will take you somewhere. If you have good skills, you can even do your freelancing. You can even do something beyond what we, as a company, maybe we are not doing amazing. Wherever companies, different companies I'm talking about. But if you have that skill, then you will be able to crack that situation. You will be able to crack that where you eventually want to, take your career and you want to sit on the other side of the table event. That's how it.
So I would like to only one advice to them, that you need to have deferred gratification. And that means you need to have patience.
Correct.
You cannot be having shortcut. Today you were passing out from the campus and tomorrow you do strategic HR. Actually, this is something a myth that HR means you need to do strategic HR. Actually, whatever we do, strategy is always there. It's all about how we are doing it, how we are approaching it. So my advice to my young future HR buddies is that have some patience, have your deferred gratification, and the sky is the limit.
I think with that beautiful note, we come to the end of our podcast here. It was a very quick chat with you, and we loved every moment of it. We realized that you have a lot of, mantras that you follow, and a lot of mantras for our audience also sitting at their homes and watching this. So thank you so much again for being a part of this.